Hey, 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 hey. Yankee United 7 Victor Sierra November. For a couple of friends of mine from the Zello channel. For Steve K1GMM, from John Derbyshire, for Glenn, for anybody who is on the Ham Radio Anonymous. Or anybody else who wants to look at it. Small presentation of pocket receivers. What I recently acquired from China, and I've been doing some testing. Let's just give you a glimpse of the today's sky. My backyard is a mess. Sorry about this one. Child swings, a pile of wood, what I need to cut out. Neighbor's wall, and then this beautiful blue sky with jaybirds. Check this out. Almost clear skies. Nothing in the air. Just a couple of small clouds. Listen. This small bag right here, that's just for comparison. I'm going to take a stylus out of this device. This is called the Deep Elec, the company which designed this beautiful piece of modern equipment. This is something like the previous Nano VNA, but it's called the Deep VNA. And it's the antenna analyzer which goes all the way up to 3 gigahertz. Now you've heard it. It's a powerful little thing in an aluminum brushed casing, 4,000 milliamps battery, TX and RX SMA antenna jacks, the whole schematics behind it, and this is the bag, what it goes with. It's beautiful. Touchscreen protection and everything. I'm just going to use the stylus from this little guy. One rotary encoder. So the stylus is going to be useful just for the Malachite. Let's close this and let's do the Malachite. Now this is how you get the Malachite when you buy it from China. When you open up the box, you get the USB-C type, so 2.0 USB to USB-C type connection for charging and data transfer. Very nice quality cable. And the SMA male to SO239 converter plug. This is the Malachite. You also get the telescopic whip antenna, which is the male SMA connector. And she goes about the length of, I don't know, 2 feet, something like that. This is the Malachite. Now you see the hand. Sorry. And now you see the size of a display, which takes it about 4.3 inch. 2 rotary encoders. A phone jack, which is actually a stereo, and a USB Type-C connection. Both of these encoders are infinite both ways, rotary with a click-in option. These are standard for Arduinos. On this side, you have the SMA female connector and a power button, which is, by the way, a soft power button. And once you press it short, it's going to fire up the Malachite. And there we go. Now I hope you get some kind of image on this one. Oh, Jesus, wait. Let's do it like this. Let's try to do it like this. So, the Malachite options. I'm just holding a phone and doing a video, which is not good. Okay, this does it. So, in the hardware section, which doesn't seem to be working with the stylus, that's because it's a resistive display. When you press the hardware section, this is what you get. Now, you can reverse the ENC when you want to use it on a computer, and the IQ swap as well when you want to use it remotely. V battery control, I have no idea for what is it, but I keep it standard. User functions enabled, of course. The shortwave antenna, if you put it on the other option, you press this and it says high Z. Now that's when you swing on this little sucker. This little telescopic whip is the high Z antenna. Once you put that on the Malachite, you're going to have to use this option. Let's not use nothing now. You have the preamp, which I disabled because of the man-made noise. You have a lot of different options in the hardware. RF gain, LNA mix, audio output, F correction, which is tuned up, by the way, to how much of correction you need on reception. Induction type, pre-gain value, and so on. This is the audio settings. So you have the threshold, configuration, noise blanker. You have the noise reduction somewhere. Just give me a little bit of time. So you have the AGC mode, which I switched off, but you have the AGC. You can switch it on, and you can use the rotary encoder for that. So the AGC is now off. You can use... Oh, come on. Doesn't want to change now in the FM mode, sorry. So the mode, I'm going to use USB. I'm going to reduce the volume. You see this knob does the volume and certain options on the middle click. Doesn't want to click now. It's so difficult to record without a proper camera. Let me just reduce the volume. I'm going to put the frequency. Let's say if you want to dial a frequency, you're going to push with your finger the numbers, and you're going to say 21.250. Goes a little bit slow. Then you're going to push the megahertz option, and there we go. We're on the upper sideband, 21.250, if you guys can see that. You can set the distance between the waterfall and the spectrum in the settings, in the visual settings. You know, you can set the percentage, pan percentage, and then you can go like this, for example, 50% instead of 70. Once you clear that out, you see that the pan adapter is slightly shorter and that the waterfall is slightly larger. Now if I go back again to pan and I increase that to 70%, which is the maximum, I believe, I'm going to clear out the visual, and now you see that the pan adapter is much bigger than the waterfall. Of course, you have the band chooser, which you can actually use to program different parts of the bands, and you can memorize those. In the mode section, this is what you get. Let me see the noise reduction. You see the NR? Okay, the NR. Now the NR is off. Once you push the noise reduction again. Please. Okay, now it's on. So the display is a little bit lazy on reaction. However, the reception is quite good on this thing. Small. Check again my hand. It has a rear-facing speaker, which has enough power. I'm going to just increase the hum without the antenna now. Let's go up to 70%. The other encoder, which is slightly bigger button, is going to change your frequency. You can see it now. But it's not going to do it every time by every click, because it's based on the Arduino encoders. You can click in to choose your step. You can increase or decrease the step. You see 250, 500 hertz, 1 kilohertz. I'm going to confirm that. Now when I go, you see, it's going to go by the 1 kilohertz range. It has an amazing range. It goes all the way from 10 kilohertz to about, I don't know, 2.4 or 3 gigahertz, something like that. It's a nice package, nice little looking thing. The problem, what I found with it, is the display. So you cannot use the stylus, you see. But you can, however, use your finger or some kind of specific stylus. And the other thing is the power button is a momentary push. So it's a software on and off button. Once you want to turn it off, you're going to Push the button, hold it in. You heard the tone, and now it's software off. However, keep in mind, even though it's off, this thing sucks the juice and the life out of this battery. So, it could use a hardware switch off, switch on button on the battery itself. However, they didn't do it on any of these versions. Now let's push the Malachite on the side and let's take a look at this little sucker. Let me just disconnect the antenna. This is a high Z antenna, telescopic. It's a male BNC. It's a female BNC on the back. Let's go from the back. This is the on-off switch, charging LED, which goes blue when it's charged, bluish greenish, or red when it's charging. Headphone jack is the stereo 3.5mm banana jack. Female BNC antenna. And this little sucker, if you want to listen to FM broadcast part, you have to move the switch to the FM section. If you want to do AM broadcast and SSB, upper side, lower side, and CW, then you move the switch to this position. Now these two ports, this is the charging port, has nothing to do with the communication. This port is the mini USB 2.0, which connects, actually it's the back of the Arduino Nano, which is built inside the receiver. This is where you do your firmware flashing and communication with your device. Sturdy and well done case. Small pads on the bottom. You have a group of 4x2 buttons on the top. A rotary encoder, which I broke, by the way, this plastic, and I had to change it, you see. This comes from a stove, I think. And it has a middle click. Now let me just switch this one on for you guys. Flip. This is the latest firmware, the Gashanti 2024. And let's do it like this. Now the ATS20 Plus with a uploaded brand new firmware and a small modification inside the box on the FM portion of reception. When you push the band button, check. The bottom part, the bottom left part is going to lit. You can switch the bands. You see this? I go by the encoder on the left side and it's switching the bands lower and lower and lower and lower. Once I select my band, let's say 900 kilohertz, push the band button again with this firmware, clears out the band selection. Now the mode is on AM. And if the back button is on the AM SSB, which it is right now, I can push the mode button to select, if you see the top left part, lower sideband, upper sideband, CW, and AM. Let me put the antenna back. It's going to be real quick. Pardon my backyard. This is the telescopic whip. It has like, what, 2.5 feet in height. This is the 5 o'clock afternoon AM broadcast on 900 kilohertz. Push the volume button once. Marks the volume number. Rotate. This is the Romanian station. Step. 1 kilohertz, 1 megahertz, 50 kilohertz, 10 kilohertz, 9 kilohertz, 5 kilohertz. You see? Nothing below. But everything what is close . Now let's go and try to listen to 20 meters, because I'm guessing that 20 meters is open right now. I've chosen the band. 14160. Confirm the band. Push the mode to USB. Increase the volume. And remember, telescopic antenna. Now the bandwidth. 3 kilohertz bandwidth.
Alpha Papa Sierra, hello, security accent, standing by, over.
Now this is the reception in the middle of the city. On 20 meters with a telescopic whip antenna.
Hello, security X20, hello, security X20, hello, security X. Radio Victor 6, Alpha Papa Sierra. Radio Victoria 6, Argentina, Portugal, Santiago, hello, security X20. Radio Victoria 6, Argentina, Portugal, Santiago. Radio Victor 6, Alpha Papa Sierra. Hello, security accent, standing by. Over.
Now you guys tell me if this little guy has a good reception or not. I'm not going to keep you guys too busy. Make up your mind whatever you're going to buy. My personal opinion, buy both of these. So take the Malachite, $140 US, DSP version 1. Take this one as well. Very nice small little kit, which is going to keep you satisfied for days and weeks and months even. Very easy to fix, this one. Arduino Nano inside, couple of small components. I already forgot it like 2 times in the backyard on a rain. It was soaking wet. And check the size of a display. Once you get this firmware on, the Gashante 2024, everything changes. 7 3s from YU7 VSN. Hope you guys enjoyed it.